Marquette played a tremendous game last Tuesday against Purdue. Their brilliant game plan revolved around taking Purdue's arguably best player and focusing on him in particular to make Purdue as a whole weaker. They sought to attack Braden Smith from the beginning of the game to the end of the game and allow that to create opportunities for them. We're going to discuss why that occurred and what strategies they employed. Let's go. The first question is, why would Marquette go about doing this? And the reason Marquette would go about doing this is because Braden Smith has such a huge role in the offense. He is essentially their point guard. He is one of their best shooters. He has a huge volume on offense, and their offense legitimately flows through him when they get good open looks. And so Marquette, what their goal was to do is to hound him and to make him use as much energy as possible to force these kinds of shots with consistent basis. The simplest way to go about punishing somebody, if they're the sole ball handler, is to simply use the whole basketball court. We can see that Marquette often picked up Braden Smith well above half court, making him just have to stress that little bit. While he's not going to turn the ball over there and you're not applying crazy ball pressure, making him pick the ball up from early on and just think about the defender causes more tension in his legs, and he's going to get more tired because of it. The reason this is a good game plan for Marquette is because they have a defense that allows them to recover if they gamble and make a mistake. They have very, very strong athletic defenders across the board, and because of that, they are able to take a little bit more risks and spread out a little bit more because they know they have defenders behind them that can cover ground very, very quickly. The second way they attacked Braden Smith was through the ball screen. Whenever a ball screen occurred, which Purdue runs a lot of ball screens, they would hedge aggressively, and this forces Braden Smith to back up a little bit and have to worry about the extra defender also in his face. Again, Marquette has a system perfectly designed for this because while he's going over this extra hedge, the defenders are so athletic that they're able to recover and not give up huge open looks. What this effectively does is it makes it so Braden Smith has to constantly think, not only do I have pressure the moment I catch the ball, any ball screen whatsoever, I also am going to have another defender in my face that I need to worry about, and I need to make sure I'm ready for to move the ball or to back up and make it so I have to work just that extra little bit to get off any other shot. He is coming from a dead sprint in this shot, all the way from essentially the logo, just a dead sprint into a three, and that is a difficult shot to make. He can make this shot, but making him work extra for that shot is what Marquette's game plan was. This game plan had two clear results. The first result is that when you get tired, you make mistakes. You make more mistakes shooting the ball, you make more mistakes passing the ball. Because Braden is expected to carry so much of the offensive load, he feels the compulsion to force shots in some situations where I don't think he normally would. With 11 on the shot clock, with a long defender closing out, this is probably a shot he doesn't normally take, but he feels like he has to because of the constant pressure by Marquette. And this is Marquette's whole strategy. They know that Braden Smith is a good shooter. That is why they're playing him this way. As this ball screen is set, they're putting extra defenders on him, make him work just that little bit extra and force him into difficult shots. Not just with the defender on the ball, they're also sending extra help in case he gets a little bit of an edge there to put just one extra arm in front of him, and again, causing difficult shots by Braden. This is one of the big reasons Purdue struggled so much offensively in this game. Because Smith carries such a high load, if you can force them to take a little bit of bad shots, it impacts their game a lot. Notice that this shot is off balance, just inside the three-point line, and comes with 3 seconds. This is not the shot that Purdue wants in an efficient offense. And then the second, and I think this is the bigger goal that Marquette had, and that is not for Braden Smith to be involved whatsoever. They are acknowledging Braden Smith is going to get tired, force somebody else to carry the load for Purdue, and that is where you capitalize. Marquette has a defense that flies around, and if you can put somebody that's even remotely not comfortable handling the ball with that kind of athleticism around you, they are going to make a lot of mistakes, and that is what Marquette thrives on. Bad passes, bad drives. Marquette's ability to be aggressive on defense allowed them to cause a lot of weaknesses in Purdue's offense because it rose through so much of Braden Smith. That being said, that doesn't mean that there aren't solutions. I think there are one clear solution, or maybe two clear solutions, that Purdue can go to effectively remedy the situation. The simplest solution, I believe, simply comes from Kaufman Red. You already have an offense that runs through the post very effectively. I think if you go to that early and often, it is much more likely to give you open looks and relieve the pressure off of Braden Smith. Purdue is already a very good shooting team, so when Marquette loads up with defenders, it leaves these cross-court passes open, and so if Kaufman-Renn can make those passes consistently, and you can get the ball into Kaufman-Renn in a situation where he doesn't feel flustered, I think you have a lot of opportunities here. But again, Marquette has answers for that as well, so you have to work on this in practice to make sure Smith doesn't carry the workload and that whoever does carry the workload is able to do it efficiently and effectively. But congrats to Marquette. They played a wonderful basketball game, and we'll see if Purdue adjusts to the next defense that brings this kind of pressure to Braden Smith.